What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Inside Zone. Look, I hope everybody's doing okay after a long 3-day weekend. Great football weekend. We saw a lot of great content. A lot of teams are who we thought they were, and a lot of teams did not perform like we thought they would. But that's for another video. I was kind of browsing around on some of the channels, sports radio channels this morning, and just realized there's been a new Mount Rushmore of midday sports talk radio that's been created. So if you haven't heard, Rich Eisen has now made his way back to the ESPN family and will be hosting a 12 to 2, I believe, sports radio show. He's no longer just in the podcast space. ESPN has thrown a bag at him and gotten him under their wing for his sports talk radio show. Colin Cowherd has probably been the most consistent over the last, 10, 20, 30 years with his sports radio show, joining forces with Fox Sports. Nothing changes there, but he's probably the only standard bearer over there at Fox Sports at this point, with everybody else all the other shows going under. And then you got Stephen A. Smith, who just got a bag from ESPN for his television show, is now signed on with Mad Dog Sports for a 1 to 3 p.m. show that kicks off on Sirius satellite radio and I guess some markets around the country on regular radio, traditional radio. But Stephen A. Smith, Rich Eisen, and Colin Cowherd are out there. And then don't forget the guys, McAfee. McAfee has a sports radio show that comes on midday as well. It's podcast, but it's on ESPN. So look, my point is this, right? As long as you have outrage and crazy fans, you're always going to have a place for these talking heads, right? Folks that kind of stir the pot, give their opinion, no real substance. They have some facts and then it's heavy on opinion. But, out of the three between Rich Eisen, out of the four, we'll throw McAfee in there as well. Rich Eisen, Stephen A., and Colin Cowherd and McAfee. I mean, honestly, I'll always give precedence, give credit to the guy or girl who played at the highest level first, right? So McAfee, being a pro NFL player at one point, obviously comes with the most credibility, in my opinion, out of most of these guys. Coming in a close second, I'll go with Colin Cowherd. I mean, he's wrong a lot, but at the end of the day, he's been doing it the longest. And look, we have historical data on his stances. I remember hearing Colin Cowherd for the first time years ago, and he was just crushing my dog, Mike Vick. Terrible pun. Didn't mean it. Mike Vick is my favorite athlete. Second favorite athlete of all time behind Deion. But he was just crushing Mike Vick when he was on the Falcons. And and then everything else happened the way it happened. But so he wasn't too wrong there. But Colin Cowherd has been doing this thing for years. And now he's kind of building his own media dynasty there with the podcast stuff, teaming up with Shannon Sharp and bringing some other folks under him. The media landscape is changing, folks. The media landscape is changing. The days of depending solely on traditional television, cable, broadcast to get your content, to get your news is going away. All right. If you have a kid under the age of 25, just, if they're still in the house, just monitor how they view content, right? My kid is a teenager. We've bought 2 flat screen TVs over the course of her life at this point. And I can honestly tell you, I can count on one hand how many times she's turned that TV on, either one, from birth, which would have been unique, through now, maybe 4 times. Most of her content is coming from tablets, phone, TikTok, YouTube. She's looking at the same stuff, but it's coming from streaming services versus traditional television services. The days of waiting for a television company or a broadcaster to tell us what we need to watch and what's coming on next are over. It's on demand. It's plug and play. It's, hey, I want to see this now, so I'm going to watch it now. And that's where things are coming from. So, and everything, I mean, I can go into a long spiel about advertisers and how the money is made and all that good stuff. But let's get into it, right? So advertisers want to know where folks are shopping at. They want to know because they want to put their money for their products into where the eyeballs are at. So if you're getting into the game and you're trying to build out, you're a college kid or you're a career changer and you want to get into the media space, look at what all the big dogs are doing now and where they're kind of sliding into. There's a reason why NFL and NBA players are transitioning seamlessly now from playing the sport to talking about the sports, because there's bread in it. And once you start getting some of these marketing deals, whether it's a betting app or some type of mail enhancement or whatever they're spending money on, advertisers have money to burn, and they want to link up with the most popular companies, the most popular podcasts out there. So that's it. I'm rambling now, but just figured I'd throw that out there. Midday Sports Radio is looking different these days. It's going to be interesting to see how this all plays out with the ESPN apps and all these different apps and all these streaming services, from Peacock to Apple to Prime to Paramount. It's something's got to give. I mean, we took 2 steps back from paying for traditional cable and getting ripped off to now dying by 1,000 cuts, so to speak, from these streaming services. $10 here, $20 here, $10 here, $15 there. So it's going to be interesting to see how this all works out. The beauty of our society of capitalism is we speak with our pockets, we speak with our wallets. So if it's something that's stupid, that's not working, or if it's something we don't agree with, Target, we pull our money back and we make our voices known. So we'll see how this all looks. But nonetheless, football is back, and this is what we do. Let me know what you guys think. Like, subscribe, share, and I'll be back with my recap of this week's college football and some more videos coming later on this week with preparation for this NFL season kickoff starting Thursday. Holla!